coming at you from Phillips Arena in beautiful downtown Atlanta as the Hawks prepare to take the court. The road trip for the Blazers ends here as they leave for Portland right after the game. Well, it's been an improvement this year over last season. They made a lot of adjustments, and happy to see that they translate into some tangible results.
When you look at Portland, they've done a fantastic job this year. I mean, just unbelievable. Compared to last season, they've taken a huge step forward.
They have, Clark, and I think the way they've done it is just by competing on a nightly basis. I mean, they come out to play. They're well prepared, and they've done a nice job of really playing well together and making the most of the talent that they have.
And now the State Farm starting lineup. Here's a look at the Portland Trailblazers. Thomas in at 2 guard. Aldridge and Camby up front. Ball is out there with Felton. And for the Hawks, Heinrich and Johnson in the backcourt. Williams and Smith are in there at the forward positions. And it's Cantor in at the 5, roaming the paint.
Well, Atlanta was in the playoffs a year ago, but they were not as strong as they were the previous year.
It's just 24.
Their home
record. In the recent season, I mean, that's a 33% drop. That's a significant change.
It is. And the shot is good from Johnson.
If he gets a glimpse of an opening, he's going to take it right to the rim.
And here are the Trailblazers. And this matchup with the Hawks is their first meeting of the season.
Yeah, it's the only chance these home fans will have all season to see this club. They meet only one time in this building, so this should be something to watch.
Now here is Aldridge. He's coming off a 19-point game against Dallas.
You know, it is really hard to miss shots that close to the basket.
Larry Drew takes his place. Drew is on his staff. It was scrutinized early, but, you know, Steve, he took him back into the playoffs and deep into the playoffs.
Well, and that was their goal. They wanted to get back to winning a series in the postseason. And Drew was able to do that. They beat Orlando in the first round, and then they gave Chicago all they could handle in round 2.
Nice step back to get it off. Thomas got his first bucket of the game.
Before the season started, this club was an afterthought. I mean, everybody just assumed that, you know, they would be way down in the standings. There'd be nothing much to write about. But they've been one of the best stories of the year. They've played hard, they've played together, and they've put together a solid season.
Here's Felton looking for his first bucket of the game. Aldridge backing in. Nails it. And this game is tied up now. Clark, as you said, going back to the Blazers, small market team, big city pocketbooks. And Steve, now also a pretty new front office. They're going to another general manager this year.
Yeah, despite
Clark for the Hawks
change,
this is his 8th season with that team.
Amazing. I didn't realize he had been around that long. It's hard to believe that's the case, but he's definitely taken the younger Hawks under his wing. Please, Kevin, don't believe for a second I intended that pun.
I didn't believe it at all.
Okay.
Lamarcus Aldridge again. Aldridge has got 9.
And at 4 or 5 now, a nice start. I mean, he looks ready to make an impact offensively. So far,
this one following the loss to the Williams.
They just didn't seem like themselves that game. It was an off night for them, to say the least.
You know, Steve, sometimes you've got to figure out what's not working for you and go to something else. I mean, you've got to be willing to try and be very disciplined and he's a bit of an anti-run and gun guy. He preaches more ball control and making the smart play than forcing the tempo.
Crawford passes to Felton. A three-pointer is right on target. Felton has got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Trailblazers. Well, back to McMillan. Steve, that is a bit of how he played as a player. I mean, he also liked defense, too. I know that.
Yeah, he was a tough player, smart, very heady point guard during his playing days. And the Blazers did a pretty nice job against Eastern Conference teams a year ago, going 18-12.
Williams kicks to Pargo. Guarded by Crawford. With 1 on the clock, and he hits the jump shot. Well, you know, Steve, you think about the Blazers against the East. You told us that record. Here's Johnson. He's coming off a 19-point game against New Jersey. Shoots the 3. Here's Smith. A strong effort on the rebound. Nets their second chance points. Here's Crawford. Felton kicks to Aldridge. Cantor covering. Lifts up. Lamarcus Aldridge again.
Just too
Now
many
it's a
easy buckets.
6-point trail.
Yeah, Steven, that's the top priority for any defense. You got to protect the paint.
Johnson dishes to Smith. That's good, and it's Johnson with the assist. Johnson's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Now, sometimes when you trail, you want to make up that entire deficit with one shot. I think they've got to be more patient.
Yeah, there's no home run shots in basketball. I know the 3 is a big weapon, but all these threes haven't helped their cause, so they're trying to catch fire from there.
Wallace has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Felton from downtown, and the Trailblazers another 3. Here's Radmanovich, and it's Johnson with the jam.
Great assist there. Led him to the perfect spot.
One point
on that contract.
Crawford outside. Outside Thomas. 6 on the shot clock. He's guarded by Johnson. Gets it to go.
In the
Thomas
NBA,
got his 3rd
these two
basket
are making it look so. Here are your top scorers. And now looking on other games from the
When Hawks
NBA.
won that first game in Chicago, they really caught everybody's attention. But eventually, Derrick Rose and the Bulls were just too much for Atlanta, especially at the defensive end of the floor.
Aldridge. And he lays it straight in. Aldridge has got the first bucket of the 3rd here for the Trailblazers. Here's Johnson. Good, and Heinrich gets the assist.
Just enough
14 points for Johnson. Heinrich outside. Now Thomas defending. The open shot by Johnson. And a great assist by Heinrich as that one goes in.
Well, he's got the reputation of being a tough defender, and there was an example right there for you.
Here's Crawford up off the screen. Now let's check in with Doris Burke, running layup, bright spark of the game. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, it's the Trailblazers picking up the bright spark for the stretch they put together. Everything started falling for them in the 2nd quarter, and that is when they took over this basketball game. They'll look to close things out here in the final quarter of play.
Okay, Doris, thank you. And that run, Clark, really changed the complexion of this game.
Yeah, it sure did. I thought it stirred something up in him that got him.
He's picked up by Heinrich. Now Felton. With the clock winding down, and slam dunk by Camby.
Well, that's the way
Their
to
biggest
corral
lead of the
it.
game was 9. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. That game is the first and last of their homestand. He used that pick to get in close. And the Trailblazers
They got right
lead
in
by
his
8.
path.
Well, you know, that's part of what great defenders do. They get not only in your path, but in your head a little bit, too.
Aldridge is screen. Heinrich against Thomas. 5 on the clock. And Aldridge slams it in.
Guys, it's Kevin, you and I have been around the game a long time. Talent always doesn't equal success for a team, so it's hard to say. But clearly, it would have been fun to see how he would have made it well, not as important. So it's right there with talent. You got to have both to really excel at a high level.
Wallace. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Answer now for a 3-point play. Heinrich against Thomas. Looking to get it going. Kirk Heinrich with the rebound.
They may have to start looking for some other options because he's really struggling out there.
Backing him down, Thomas. Heinrich dishes to Johnson. And he uses the glass on the layup. Johnson's got
Neither
12
team is really
points.
gaining edge rebounding-wise here, and the score reflects that.
Well, if one team can start hitting the boards harder, I mean, it'll give them a good chance to pull away.
It counts, and the foul. They get Marcus Camby checked in.
He has so much offense.
Felton in for Jamal Crawford. Outside Thomas. Wide open. With 1 on the clock, and Aldridge slams it in.
Well, I tell you what, that'll give them a nice lift because that kind of
Everybody else
effort
has to follow
always
suit.
Heinrich kicks to Smith. Joe Johnston on the wing. Wallace covering. McGrady against Thomas. Goes up on the wing. Bullseye! Here's Felton. Aldridge backing in. And blocked. The Hawks trailing. A finish. And it's Johnson with the jam.
Aggressive transition game leads to the easy hoop.
Yeah,
Heinrich against Felton. Now Wallace. He's picked up by Heinrich. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. That's on Marvin Williams.
Well, they had a foul to give, but they couldn't get it done before that shot attempt.
Yeah, and giving up free throws isn't ideal here, Steve. You know that, but at least they got the clock stopped.
Sinks the second, and that gives them the lead. Here's your thoughts?
I think it's a no-brainer here. You got to go 2 for 1 to maximize the clock.
I agree. So important, Clark, about clock management. You got a good opportunity here, so they want to take a quality shot and then get another possession.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a scary sight when Johnson starts lighting it up like this.
Good for the 3-point play.
He came through. If they just get a stop, they'll walk away with the win.
Outside, Felton. Aldridge backing in. Johnson against Felton. Aldridge down low. Good! And tie game. That is a huge basket right there. Atlanta calls timeout. Here's Johnson. For the win. Oh, and he had a chance to win it right there, but couldn't get it to fall. Time expires, and we're going to overtime.
Tremendous output from Johnson. 31 points and a total of 7 points for him from the line.
He's worked hard to get those numbers, Clark. And 7 free throws, and that's important. It's easy points, and it allows your defense to get set up and keep the opponent out of transition.
We'll be right back here from Atlanta.